Oh, and there's our money lady right there. That's Miss Janine. She's the one that does our checks, and actually she's the prettiest one in this building.
Say gorgeous.
Gorgeous, that's right. That's her Victoria's Secret model shirt.
Have you got a check for me?
Larry, we ain't giving you no money.
Huh?
You ain't getting no money.
Hold your hand out.
Oh.
Get the special check. It's that invisible paycheck.
I don't get nothing today. That's a mile up.
I'll see y'all Monday.
You're watching On the Road with Cars for Kids.
On the road with Cars for Kids.
The Black Phantom is a mighty car, along with all the rest. Their mighty roaring engines are frequently put to the test. Their headlights gleam just like eyes of silence they forbid. They are willing to show their strength and roar just for the kids. Cars for kids. Cars for kids. Cars for kids. Many people saw them. Do you realize what they did? These cars and their owners work just to help needy kids.
Yeah, I called old Tom this morning. We got the camera and we out riding around. We wound up in Olive Branch, Mississippi at Bullet Racing Cams. We're looking for some parts to build a couple of cars to auction off for charity. And I thought, well, let's run over and talk to them boys at Bullet Cams. We'll show how cam is grind and how you grind a crankshaft. We got old Sonny here. That's the man. He's into antique tractor pulling. Tell us about it.
Oh, I do the antique tractor pulling, but I spend most of my time here making camshafts. Been doing it 36 years.
You getting about as old as I am then.
I'm grayer than you are, that's for sure.
I got longer than you got.
Yeah, you do that.
You started something you can't finish.
Well, actually, I've tried to let it get long, but my wife threatens to cut it off while I'm sleeping.
Oh, you wouldn't want her to do that. Can you show us how cam and crank is fixed for racing?
I bet you I can.
Well, let's follow him around. Let him tell us about it.
Come on, let's come on in the shop here. We're going to start over here with Doug Baker. He's running a Burco cam grinder. This cam grinder here, Doug, you got a master laying over there somewhere? This is kind of like a key machine. This is a master plate, and we have over 10,000 different designs of lifts, durations that we can put on camshafts. And this machine has a tracer wheel that traces that master plate onto the camshaft. But we've actually got 4 of these machines here that we do all type of cams with, but our newest machines are our CNC machines. We've got several CNC machines in-house. That's a small block flat tappet Chevrolet that Doug's finishing right now. Doug's got it ready to go, be detailed and go to the customer. This is one of our CNC machines that runs off the computer program. It don't have the master plates. Kerry's roughing out a small block Chevrolet roller right now. He's getting it dialed in. We've got a lot of specifications and certain quality checks that's got to be done even before the cam's ground. He's going to get the program downloaded. And once it's downloaded, he'll test run to make sure that there's nothing bumping on this camshaft, that it's lined up right in the machine. And he'll get it roughed out, and then it'll go to a different machine to be finished on. Here's a roughed out Chevrolet setting here that they're checking on. It's a roller camshaft that they're checking everything on it before it goes over here to be finished. We really can't see in this machine too well, but there's a roller camshaft in this machine being finished. It's slowly turning in there to get a perfect finish on the metal. Yeah, get Ricky on there. This is the detail area over here. Nick and Hunter are making sure that everything's finished up right. It's a finished roller cam that's been oiled, ready to bag, and then it'll be boxed up to go. Laying here in the tray is some flat tappet Chevrolet cams and Chrysler cams that have already been Parco lubricated, which is an acid process that makes oil cling to them. And the oil clinging to the camshafts helps with better break-in with the flat tappet and hydraulic tappet lifters. Hunter's straightening a cam here right now in the straightener. All these cams, when they are ground, they're kept with less than a 0.5 thousandths tolerance on each main. When they leave here, they're on 0 tolerance on each main. So it'll slide right in the bearings of your block. One of our top CNC machines is our Landis machine. This Landis was born in a Chrysler engine plant and actually made Chrysler OEM cams. And when that engine plant went out, we acquired it to make performance cams on. It does one of the best jobs. It's probably the best CNC cam machine there is anywhere. We run a lot of runs of cams on this machine. Big block Chevrolets, this machine can produce one big block Chevrolet roller, one every 25 minutes. We also do the top fuel Hemis for the Schumacher teams, for the Kalita teams. We have probably the majority of all the top fuel and funny car and NHRA, and their camshafts come off of this machine or made out of tool steel. All right, we have Caleb who's fixing to take a finished LS1 Chevrolet out of the Landis machine. These LS1s are also a cam that only takes about 25 minutes to produce start to finish on this machine. Caleb produces a lot of our race cams here every day. He pulls it out of the machine, does quality check on it, and off to the straightener to check the straightness on it before he puts the final finish on that camshaft. All right, Carl Honeycutt here, who's been doing crankshafts for over 30 years now. We repair a lot of race cranks here. We also do a lot of brand new billet cranks here in-house. Carl's kind of a one-man show here for us doing crankshafts. I'm not a crankshaft type person, but I do believe that's an LS crankshaft he has in there because it's got a plate on the back that reads encoder to the computer. on the LS motors. But Carl's getting this crank straight where it's ready to put in his machine, where he's got one machine that he refinishes the rods and another machine where he refinishes the mains on these cranks. Another one of Carl's important duties around here is the custom camshafts that we make. Carl does all the precision grinding on all the mains on our camshafts. You can't hit on these cranks very hard. If you do, you'll have a lot more grinding or welding than you intend to do. And this one's ready for the machine. Larry, you're holding up production in the shop.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we're getting educated.
Well, you gotta watch him now. That's what I was just telling over there a while ago to our crank grinder Carl, was that Larry comes in here for a $10 t-shirt and walks out for $300 camshaft for nothing.
well, we was hoping we'd walk out with a crank and cam today.
It's gonna take a lot of t-shirts to do that.
But now y'all got t-shirts, didn't you?
But then again, I just told them that really and truly you need a job. Being that you can talk folks out of stuff, we need you selling camshafts up front on the phone.
We even had a t-shirt that would beat Sonny here.
He did. He brought one in here. It was a Texas large.
It was big as a bed sheet. But I'll tell you what, you ain't gonna be no better group than what you got right here.
Yeah, this is one of the greatest guys, all of them are here in this shop. We're back in our warehouse now. We've got cam cores back here. We've probably got close to 20,000 camshafts back here waiting to be ground. So you call, we've got it in stock. We can grind your custom grind on it and get it out to you. These cam cores here, these are tool steel, top fuel, and funny car NHRA cams. This cam here will go in one of the NHRA Pro Drivers cars, some of the Schumacher cars. Last week we did them for Matt Hagen's funny car. We've been doing them for the Army top fuel car of Schumacher's for years now. But we do keep these in stock, and almost all of the top fuel and funny car teams in NHRA use these cams. Over here we've got Charles Toller working on lifters back here today, getting these lifters ready for engines. We have our own Bullet brand of lifters in-house. Charles is another one here that has been a racer himself. He raced go-karts for over 50 years. Uh-oh, I told how old he was, or...
Yeah, I was going to say, that was not necessary.
I could get my mouth shut on
Yeah,
how many years.
that'd have been good.
Alright, what I'm doing is, these are fuel pump shafts out of diesels, the diesel pumps. I'm welding these up and stroking them out 100 thousandths, which increase the fuel flow and the fuel pressure on these diesel motors. And returns makes them have more horsepower. I don't know. Right here are some that I have already welded up, right there. They're hot. And what I do is I put them in this welder like this, I set them up, make sure everything's lined up just so. And then I'll get up there and I'll make a bead on each side right here. Let me show you how I do that. I have to cut the wire end of it off. And I take it, turn on your flux, and you start welding. You have to chip the flux off, and that's the bead that it puts on there. Right there. I do both corners of it. then we come back and weld the whole thing up all the way across. You gotta be pretty precise on where you're putting the bees and how you line everything up. But what this will do is, this will make them a bunch more horsepower on these diesel motors without actually going into the motor and doing a bunch of work there. Like I said, when I'm finished with it, it'll look like this right here. Weld it up. Then I'll come in there and we'll offset grind it, grind this back round and stroke it out. It increases the lift. By increasing the lift, it increases the fuel flow and the fuel pressure on their pumps, which makes more horsepower. And I'll sit here and repeat the process until I get it completely welded up. But whenever I'm finished welding this up and grind them down, they actually end up looking like this right here when I'm finished with it. Just with more lift and more stroke to it.
That's how you build them up.
This is how we build it up so that we can stroke them out to a longer stroke or more lift. This ride that's hurt, we'll cut it back and I can weld that crankshaft in this same welder, doing the same process as what I'm doing on the pump shafts. So it's a very good machine to have. It's a very capable machine to have. The good thing is you can do lots of different operations on this machine, which is very beneficiary to not only for the people, but also for the racers that want to fix their own crankshafts instead of having to buy a new crank every time they hurt a crank. I just took care of him.
He's already on Facebook.
Follow me up front. We're not going to interrupt these guys, but we'll film them up there because they're all on the phones making our salary. Follow me. We've got Richard.
How you doing?
Hey,
What you filming for?
We don't know.
Don't know?
we don't know.
It'll be good.
Wasn't me. I didn't do it.
All right.
What was your name?
Richard Woods.
Richard Wood.
Richard Woods. How you doing?
We seen you at KRI, didn't we?
Yes, sir. Good barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
We got old Richard Woods here. He's working with Bullet Racing Cam.
How y'all doing?
Tell us about it.
I've been here about 8 years. I've been here selling cams. I started working for a cam company back in '85, working for another company. And what else you want me to? Ask me something. Get me started here. Get me started.
Get you started. I need started.
Do you?
Yeah, my mind's rolling. Are you getting this down, Tom?
Yeah, we're
Something like the flashing light. I guess it's on.
Yeah, it's on. You're getting. But you who'd you? Well, we don't need to do that. Hold on.
Where'd the cameraman go?
he does that every now and
He
then.
follows the women, don't he?
What all do you do here, Richard?
Well, pretty much whatever it takes, whether it's answering the phone, taking care of customers, that's the number one thing, getting the right cam for whatever his combination is. And that's the biggest thing is listening to the guy, figuring out what his combination is, and then camming it for that.
Yeah, you got to go by size of the motor and the weight of the car and the size of the tires and what kind of transmission.
Right, you got it takes the whole package to get down the track. It ain't just one thing or another. You know, a lot of guys will go, man, you done asked me more questions than 3 or 4 other guys that I called and asked about. And I said, well, there's your problem. If they didn't ask you those questions, then they wasn't doing what they ought to be doing.
Everybody.
It takes from the front of the car to the back of the car and make it go down the track.
A lot of people think you can just put a cam in a motor and you're bad, but you're way off.
That's true, because you know you got to have the combination. It's about the combination. You know, if you got something that's got the right gear, the right transmission with the right converter for that cubic inch motor, with that weight of kind of car, and do what you want to do, then you got something, because it'll get up and go.
It'll get up and go.
Because most time they end up having something that's too big. I say they got the Texas syndrome. Bigger is better, and that ain't for sure where it goes with a street car. You know, if it's 4,000 pounds, you best be a little bit conservative, or you know, you're gonna hear this story here. Man, it won't run, but man, when I get up on the highway, it'll run like hell. Well, if you get it from stoplight to stoplight, they're usually gonna be a lot happier. That was a good catch right there.
I'm good.
Yeah. Ninja skills.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You got Tim Langley over here.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
All right. And what was your name now?
Tim Langley,
What's your job?
selling cams.
Selling cams.
Yes, sir.
Making my paycheck. And then we've got Tim Goolsby here, which you're well familiar with. Everybody who ever dealt with Ultradyne knew Tim.
We seen him up here.
He's on the phone all the time.
Look out.
And that is the main thing. He's the one that signs the paycheck.
No. I just keep the rodeo working.
What's your name?
Partridge like the bird.
Partridge.
He had that TV show.
Huh?
He had that TV show.
Yeah, the Partridge family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is Big John Partridge. You know how to spell that, Tom?
Yeah, I'll figure that.
Appreciate you letting us come in.
Absolutely. Glad you guys came. Enjoyed having you.
Now then,
Anytime.
we need 2 cranks and 3 cams.
That's fine.
You
That's
got some
fine.
t-shirts out in the truck,
Right. We'll figure out how to help you. Absolutely.
When Larry comes in here, he comes in with a $10 t-shirt and wants to leave a $300 camshaft. We really need to hire him just to sell.
Yeah, but the t-shirt he got cost a bunch.
Oh, that's right. Well, you have to have extra size. But you ain't missing much yourself.
Me?
Yeah, you hadn't missed any meals. But I hadn't either, so
We've got Mark. He's back here writing up, I'm sure, a Ford order. He's our Ford guru. And then over here's my right-hand man in the shop, Daniel Wheely. He's up here checking a Hemi. All of our roller cams are checked after they're done for accuracy and to make sure they're exactly what the customer ordered. This is Wade down here. Wade ships every cam out of the building. He's the one that makes sure it gets billed out correctly.
Yeah, that's me.
He makes sure we get all his money. Because if he don't get the money for us, his daddy will run them off.
That's right.
And his daddy is Big John?
His daddy is Big John.
Yep, that's right.
So, now he's in charge of doing the billing, the money.
Yep.
He's got money right there. That's Comp Kansas paying us money.
Yeah,
Really?
Believe it or not.
Yeah, that's something to know that Comp Cams has to pay us money.
Boy.
Had bullet cams going for 16 plus years now. It's grown from 3 people up to right at 20 employees now. It's grown from a handful of cores around here to we put out around 40 custom cams a day.
That's a whole lot of cams. That's a whole lot of cams. And they're good cams.
It's a whole lot of cams.
We want to thank y'all for the interview.
We thank y'all for coming by.
Oh, we gonna aggravate you.
Well,
We love to aggravate you.
if you'd brought me that big T-shirt today, I'd give you a decal or something. But you gonna leave empty-handed today.
I'm gonna be sure that you get a 4X.
There you go. Make sure I get that 4X. And you in the 3X. So
I'm in a extra large.
Oh, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. They teach you how to lie in Tennessee, don't they?
Look on the back of it. It's an extra large.
Oh, it's sewed in. That ain't the tag that come on that shirt.
What this boy?
This is James. He's another one of our salesmen. He's just coming back from feeding his face.
Yes, I am.
And I bet he's got some phone calls to make. Yeah, this is Don right here. He designs all of our camshafts.
Say it again.
Well, you know me from PRI show. I was up there.
Yeah, that's Don Walthall. He designs all of our cams, and he's the one that makes all these computerized machines run.
They're just robots.
He's the brain. Janine was the good-looking one. He's the brain.
You mean that's what a brain looks
That's
like?
what a brain looks
Oh,
like.
they looking for him. Santa Claus is looking for him.
Yeah, they never found me.
We're trying to interview Don here. He's with Bullet Cams, but he got a saying there I had never thought of that. Tell us about what you...
Well, I'm in the witness protection program because I found out Santa Claus's true identity, and now the elves are out to get me, so I got to stay below the radar. So don't show this to anybody.
Hey, we got it now. That ought to be worth something not to spread it around, reckon?
Yeah.
The Black Phantom is a mighty car, along with all the rest. Their mighty roaring engines are frequently put to the test. Their headlights gleam just like eyes of silence they forbid. They are willing to show their strength and roar just for the kids. Cars for kids, cars for kids, cars for kids. Many people saw them. Do you realize what they did? These cars and their owners work just to help needy kids. You can hear them in the still of night and the brightest part of day. Working for the children, these great cars go all the way. Now you've been enlightened, and now you know. This is Cars for Kids, not just a hot rod show. Cars for kids, cars for kids. Many people saw them. Do you realize what they did? These cars and their owners work just to help needy kids.
I think y'all have seen just about all of it now.